right, this is part 3 of our creating a background horizon. And this one, we're going to add some details. In this instance, we're going to add a mountain range. And so let's get started. To add a mountain range, we know we need some sort of bendy line shape. So depending on the kind of mountain you want to make, I'm going to do sort of a simple bendy line. So I'm going to take the line tool here, and I'm going to use I'm going to make sure that I have the black color selected. So make sure it's primary, and then you can click on the black. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm on my background layer here. And now I'm going to just start right here. I'm going to put my mouse right on the black line there. And if you can't see it, you can always zoom in a little and then sort of drag over. And I'm going to drag a line over to here. And it's a flat line right now. Okay? But you'll see that there are 4 dots. And now I'm going to bend up the 2 middle lines to create my first mountain. Okay? I'm going to make sure that those lines touch the black line because we're going to be filling this in, and we're going to do our gradient technique that we did in the last one. So now I'm going to start my next mountain. It's behind this mountain. So I'm going to click, I'm going to zoom in a little just so I can make sure that I'm starting my line right there. And okay, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to touch it to the ground, and then I'm going to pull up the 2 middle lines, and I can make it a little smaller or a little bigger, and you can decide, you know, what your mountain looks like. The important part is that you can fill it in. So for example, I'm just going to pick a brown color, and to get different shades of colors, you can always click on the more button, and then you sort of have you can sort of change the intensity of the color. And then I always click less because this gets confusing if I leave that on, for me anyway. Then I'm going to get the paint bucket tool, and it will fill in that area. If it spills out of that area, there's a couple reasons why. Maybe your tolerance was too high, okay? It might be too low if it's not filling in enough. So usually 50% is good, okay? So I filled that one in, and then maybe I will, I might change the color slightly, and if I don't like the color, until I hit enter, I can change the color of my mountain. It could be like a dark, sort of a gray color. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, I like gray. I might go with gray. Okay, so I'm going to hit less, and I'm going to hit enter. So I committed my color. Okay, and then I will do this for this mountain, and then I'm going to get my line tool again. Honestly, I would make all your line shapes first and then fill them in, but I wanted just to show you what it's going to look like. So I'll get my color, and I'm going to drag it over and then connect it to the ground, and then I'm going to pull up the 2 middle ones like that, and then I'm going to slide over and see. Okay, so my next one, I'm going to make a really a big tall one, I think, kind of almost like a volcano or something. So I'm going to start here, right there, and I'm going to drag it off the side because this is a big mountain, like that. There we go. Okay, and so I've got my mountains, and I'm going to just for right now, I'm just going to have them all be the same color. But something that you can do to make it more interesting is change the shades. So I would need an artist to tell me this, but I believe that you make some darker and some lighter to indicate that they're either closer or farther. And I'm not sure which one. I'm looking around my room to see if I see a poster. Maybe it's a darker is farther. So I could go in, and so for example, I can change this option, the V, and I can make it a darker shade right there. And the other thing is, I can also make these mountains more interesting by, I could do the gradient. Okay, so for example, I could choose 2 forms of gray. So I'm going to go with gray. I'm going to choose my secondary color and choose that gray, and I'm going to magic wand. Oh, that magic wanded the whole thing. So I'm going to magic wand just this mountain, change my tolerance. I'm going to grab this, and there you go. Boom. All right, there you go. So you can have fun with that, and let's see what you do with your mountain ranges. Oh, also, one thing I need to point out, I spelled mountain ranges wrong, which is a big fail, but I'm not going to start this whole thing over again. So, but I'm going to fix it right now just to make myself happy. I'm hitting Control D to get rid of my selection. I'm adding a new layer just so I can get rid of it. And you do not need to do this. In fact, you're not doing this on yours. But I'm going to put part 3, Mountain, ranges. And I could change the size there. And move it. Hopefully we can see it. There you go. The teacher in me is a little happier that I spelled that properly now. All right. Thanks for watching.